Young with too much cash, watch how I came up fast. They say I'm next to get it, they bring your name up last. And while I made a splash, rappers came and passed. But still I ask myself, how long does famous last?
Yeah, but I ain't worried about it tonight.
How long does famous last?
Flipping indie videos, it's your boy Lion Salt back at it with TNA 2005, and we are coming off of Against All Odds, and we are making our way to Destination X. We got some good matches. I don't think we have any debuts or anything tonight. Well, we got some matches, pull up from some storylines, create some new storylines, and we'll just see how it goes. Now, this is episode 9. So, the next episode, which will be episode 10, technically 11 if you count episode 0, but episode 10 will be a recap of our first 2 months. Because after this, you'll go to Saturday. I'm on Saturday, week 4 of February. So once it hits March, we're going to do a little 2-month recap. And I think every 10 episodes is something that we should do that with. Gives you an ability, if you're jumping right into it from a certain place, you get to just be like, hey, oh, this is what's happened since the past 10 episodes. You know, a little recap and everything. So, anyways, we got Impact. We're going to jump right into it. And we just get a 74B, where it's just a video recap of what happened this past Sunday at Against All Odds. And, do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. And then, we have Jeff Jarrett, Chris Harris, James Storm, and Andrew Martin, who debuted this past Sunday. Oh, Jeff Jarrett first introduces his new buddy, his new enforcer, Andrew Martin. And he says that it doesn't matter who you put in front of him, he's going to retain this NWA World Heavyweight Championship because he's the best in the world. And then out comes James Mitchell without a best. And he says, this past Sunday, my monster won a shot at that NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. And he came out at the end of the night to make it known that he's coming for you, Jeff. Then you had your little boy attacking. That was a mistake. You see, you thought my monster was dangerous before. That's when he just wanted a title and it was strictly business. You guys, you made it personal. And my monster will take every single one of you out, starting tonight with him. And he's pointing to Martin, because I've already talked to Dusty Rhodes. Tonight, it is Andrew Martin versus my monster, Abyss. And at Destination X, you, Jarrett, will know what it's like to look in the eyes of a monster. Look in the eyes of someone who doesn't care. Who just wants to run through you. Someone who wants to end you. Then we have 56C, where Tommy End defeats Brian Kendrick in 6.5 minutes by pinfall. Tommy End in 52. Tommy End has to go into the X division. And Sterling James Keenan is going to go down to developmental once he comes back, but yeah, that's what we're going to do. Then a 52 D plus, Taylor Wilde defeats Gail Kim. Just get Taylor Wilde and Gail Kim in there. Then Daphne comes out and says, Taylor Wilde, you probably thought I was done with you after I beat you last Sunday. But I'm not. You see, I'm not just happy with hurting that pretty little face. I want to destroy it. I want to end you. Everyone likes you. So how about a little challenge? Destination X, I want to hear you give up. I want to hear you beg for mercy. I want to hear you scream. So at Destination X, how about you meet me and I quit match? And when you quit, you leave TNA. So will that match happen? We'll find out. But in a great match, a 74B minus, AJ Styles defeats Lance Storm in 12 minutes by pinfall with the Styles Clash, and AJ Styles had a 73. No improvements. No improvement. Great match. And after the 66 seat plus, AJ Styles calls out Christopher Daniels, calls out Loki, and wants to know if Christopher Daniels knew anything about Loki coming back at him, and why Christopher Daniels decided to attack him and cost him the X Division Championship when they were supposed to be friends, when they were supposed to be partners, when they traveled this world together, when they put this company on their back. Why would he turn on him? And Dusty Rhodes comes out and says, "Baby, AJ, I know you're upset, but contractually, Christopher Daniels is the #1 contender, and low-key is the X Division champion because the referee did not see Christopher Daniels come in and attack you. But what I can do, baby, what I can do is I can't place that match, but I can add you to it if you beat Christopher Daniels next week on Impact." And AJ Styles just smiles and shakes Dusty Rhodes' hand and says, "We got it." We got some free booking, Impact, book match. Phenomenal. AJ Styles versus the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. Then on a 52D plus in the belt that had decent wrestling but not much heat, the Naturals defeat the Tag Team Champions, America's Most Wanted, in 14 minutes. When Chase Stevens defeats James Storm by a quick roll-up. Naturals need to get better, and hopefully this will help them. Neither one of them are suited their gimmick, but they're a great team. Great team. And Chase Stevens getting better, so hopefully I can build them up to be in the 50s like I did America's Most Wanted. And then in a 65C, Diamond Dallas Page comes out and talks about how he's been in this business for a while, how he started out as a manager, but he wanted more. So then he became a wrestler, and he won the world title. And he stayed with WCW. Then he went to WWE, and then he saw TNA. And TNA reminded him of why he got into business in the first place. Just the love of wrestling. And everyone in the back loves wrestling. But Diamond Dallas Page has been in the ring and beaten all the opponents in the world. There's one opponent that's undefeated, and that's Father Time. And that's why this past Sunday was his last match. Because last Sunday was the last time anyone would see Diamond Dallas Page in a wrestling ring. And before he can start thinking fan, Samoa Joe comes out. And he goes to shake his hand, and he just lays him out. And he starts beating the holy hell out of him. Just beating the shit out of Diamond Dallas Page. He lays him out in a pool of his own blood. So doesn't say a word the entire time, and then just walks up the ramp. And the last thing we see of Diamond Dallas Page right then and there is him in the pool of his own blood. The referees and medical staff attend to him. And then, after a commercial break, because that's how things work like that, an 82 beat. The alpha male, Monty Brown, comes down and says, past Sunday, I defeated Diamond Dallas Page. I'm the man who put him into retirement. She couldn't stand face to face with the alpha male. There's no one in this company that can. I can beat everyone. And that is why I want the next shot at the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. There's no one in this business better than the alpha male, Monty Brown. And then out comes Jeff Hardy and says, you've beaten a lot of people here in TNA. You haven't beaten me. You talk a big game about being the alpha male. How about you face charismatic enigma? And we'll see who should get the shot at the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And then out comes Dusty Rhodes and says, you know, we're not like other companies. We don't just give title shots to people. We don't just hand things to people, baby. Where I'm from, you earn them. And that is why Destination X is going to be the alpha male Monty Brown, baby, versus Jeff Hardy for the next shot at the NWA's World Heavyweight Championship. And then after that, we have a segment where Ron Killings and Conan come onto the ring and call out BG James, asking him what he knew. If he knew that his old partner was going to come in, if he knew Kip James was going to come in and attack Ron Return, cost them the World Tag Team Championship. And BG James says he knew nothing. He didn't know he was under contract. He didn't know that he was even there. He hasn't talked to him in years. And out comes Kip James and says, you know, he's right. He didn't know I was going to be there. I haven't talked to him for years. But that doesn't matter, because I see him walking around with you two, slumming it up with you two. We are the greatest tag team in the world. And he'll realize that. And once he does, the little crew ain't nothing. And then we have a 59 scene where Kip James defeats Conan in 8 minutes by pinfall with the one and only. And then after the match, he just stares down BG James. Stares down on which would kill him. And then in our main event, in about that good heat and decent wrestling, Abyss and Andrew Martin draw in 13 minutes when it sends some chaos after Jeff Jarrett gets involved and everyone just starts beating the shit out of each other. Good match. It's what I expected. Normally they wouldn't be the main event, but I had nothing else to put as the main event. And then after the match, Martin and Jarrett lay out Abyss and stand over him, and Jeff Jarrett's in his face screaming that he never touched this NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And they got an 81B to close up the show and handle some changes. Complete this turn. And it went pretty well. People hate Jeff Jarrett. So, 71, I think that might be our best show. We'll find out in the next episode when I recap everything. So, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.